mistake sometimes. What am I to do? I love you. Damn, I fuck with you. Y'all get into Mariah. Get into Mariah's new song With You. With you, with you, with you, bye. Damn, I fuck with you. Get into the song. It's a bop. Anyway, this is American Horror Story. I tell you, this show is getting good. It's getting better and better and better. I love this show, American Horror Story. Oh my god. Okay, so it started off with Cordelia. Now y'all know from last week, Cordelia done passed out because she done seen Madison and Queenie and Landon as the devil. He gives me chills just looking at him sometimes. The devil, he done brought back Queenie and Madison. Now we didn't know nothing about Madison. We didn't know what the hell's going on with Maddie. But you know, we just know that, you know, she was dead or whatever, but you know, nobody talked about her. But you know, earlier last episode I believe they talked about, you know, how Cordelia tried to go and save Queenie, but she could not escape the hotel, darling. Oh, don't you hate when your back itch in an awkward place and you can't damn get it? Ooh, I think I'm gonna order a back scratch off Amazon, child. I love this color of my skin tone. Isn't it everything? Little rose gold. It's actually pink, but you know, on the camera it's rose gold. But anyway, so yes, so y'all know that happened. But anyway, the tea is that Cordelia, she, you know, had fell out. So while she had fell out, she was, you know, dreaming or whatever. She had a little dream that she was in this apocalyptic type of place. Hence the apocalypse, darling. Just, you know, everything was burnt down, real gray. She didn't know what was going on. She saw this man standing up on a platform. She said he had a white face. He was covered or whatever. So, she couldn't make out the face on who it was. It was probably Landon. So anyway, what happened? So, all of a sudden, these people come out of nowhere, all from behind him, and they start eating Cordelia's ass up. I mean, just chomping her, dying. Eating that lady up. And so, I was just like, Lord Jesus, what's going on with Cordelia? They eating her up. Child, but then she woke up. And then Aunt Myrtle, she's sitting there wiping her face. She was just like, are you okay, darling? And, you know, the girls was just standing around. She's like, girl, what's wrong with you? Cordelia, you know, she jumped up. She was so excited to see Queenie and Madison. You know, Madison is a wench. And, you know, she was just like, get up off me. But, you know, Queenie, you know, sweet as pie. They was just like, you know, she was like, I saw the future. And, you know, I would like to talk to the people here, the warlocks. So she went to go get the head warlocks and talked, and she was just like, you know what? I would like for Landon to go through the 7 wonders test to prove if you know, he's going to be the next supreme, etc. Now, the male witches are not as strong as the female witches, so there's never been a male supreme. So they was just like, what is going on? Her mother, she was strongly against it. You know, they've never done things this way. But they was just like, okay, you know, we appreciate that. She was like, in 2 weeks, you know, we'll make that thing happen. So we going back to the Coven's house in New Orleans, and Aunt Myrtle, she's talking to Cordelia. She was like, Cordelia, darling, there has never been a male. I wish I had a cigarette. There has never been a male supreme. What are we doing? We're wasting our time, darling. Would you give the other people some chances, darling? Young Mallory, there was a dead deer on the porch, and she brought it back to life. She healed it as if nothing was ever wrong with it. Darling, I love Myrtle. Myrtle's me. I just hate Myrtle's hair. All that, child. That Chucky hair, child. That yucky red hair. But I get it. It's high fashion, though. Yeah. But anyway, so Cordelia was just like, look, I have seen the future. I am the supreme. It is what it is. She was just like, my powers are fading away, and she lifted up her shirt, and we saw that she looked like she was like she got ate up by a tiger. She's starting to fade away. I guess at this point, Cordelia's about 2,000 years old, however old she is. So, Aunt Rhoda was just like, oh, darling, you just bumped your head. You're okay. So then Mallory, she comes in, and she was just like, oh, the new girls are good, but there's somebody else here to see you. Then that's when we meet Coco. Now, y'all know Coco, the little spoiled rich girl who treated Mallory like shit. Mallory was the assistant, but, like we found out, Cordelia wiped their past away from them. She wiped their, memory away from them. Now, these past 2 episodes, it's been showing 3 years prior to the apocalypse. So Mallory and Coco, they was, playing their little roles or whatever. 3 years after, they started with the 3 years after the apocalypse, but now these past episodes is 3 years prior. They're explaining the whole thing, how they got to the apocalyptic point. They're explaining the whole thing. Y'all get it, yeah. If y'all watch the show, y'all know what I mean. But yeah, so they're showing how they came about or whatever now. And since Cordelia wiped their memory away, they had no idea they were witches. They had no idea they knew each other prior. They was in the house together. None of that. So anyway, meet Coco. Coco say, child, the only gift she got is she can detest if something got lactose in it or some shit. I was just like, what in the hell? That's why when they brought her back, when Cordelia, when they all got killed by the poisonous apples, by Venable and Miss Meat. That's why I was shocked that, when Cordelia, Madison, and Aunt Myrtle came, I was shocked that Coco was one of the witches. Because, she just doesn't give me that tea. Now, they haven't showed the black lady yet, Adina Porter. I heard, my friend told me that that's not Billy Porter's sister. I beg to differ. They look just alike. They look like fraternal twins. Billy Porter and Adina Porter. Child, they look just alike to me. Anyway, well, everybody got a twin, they say. So I was shocked that Coco was a witch. So cause she's just so damn silly and dense, and it's just so superficial. It's just like, oh god. But so is Madison, I guess. So we'll see. What else happened? Okay, so they're doing this whole little ritual. They're excited that finally a warlock is going to get the test of the 7 wonders. This has never happened. All the little boys is around congratulating Landon, etc. So, they do this, Billy Porter, he throws in some salt. The other one throws in some spit. The other one throws in some piss sticks, whatever it was. Glue, ham, ham sandwich, apples, whatever it was. They mix it all together and they throw that thing on him. And, there's a ring of protection around him, apparently. Some voodoo shit, I don't know. So, the thing, all the guys get around Landon, start, hugging him and stuff. And then he look over at the guy that's not been feeling Landon from the beginning. He knows that Landon, something ain't right with Landon, who did not want him to come to the coven. He looks over at him, and Landon's eyes go black. And, he shows who he is on the inside, the devil, basically. And, he was just like, yeah, I'm not feeling this. So he gets ready to pack his stuff because he getting ready to leave town. He getting ready to get the hell up out of there. He say he going to Cordelia's house because he knows something ain't right with Landon. So Billy Porter comes in with some alcohol. Talking about, yes, child, let's celebrate, child. Yes, the warlock's finna be somebody now. Child, he told him what's going on. He was just like, look, I don't trust Landon. There's something about Landon that I'm not feeling. He has a bad energy about him. And yeah, I got to go. Billy Porter was just like, this is the first time a warlock has been issued this challenge, has been allowed this challenge, and you gonna up and leave? He was like, I got to go. Billy Porter throwed some box up against the door. It was just like, you ain't going nowhere. Don't you know that white man did like this to Billy Porter, and Billy Porter's ass was stuck up on the wall like a poster. He was just like, you know what, you always thought that you was this shit and you're not. You always thought that you was more powerful than what you really are, queen. Let me tell you something. I'm leaving and ain't nothing you can do. Child, Billy Porter was stuck up on the wall till he finally slid on down, child. I was like, Lord Jesus. So the next scene we get to is let's see. He's at the gas station, some random gas station. The guy who left, I forgot his name. And then all of a sudden, here comes a car. Who is it? It's Miss Meat. Okay, Landon's mama. Kathy Bates, you know. She comes in, you know, she tries to fill up her gas. She was just like, oh, can you help me? I can't reach this, whatever. He comes over to help her. She starts to talk, made a little small talk. She was just like, yeah, you know, it's hard, you know, how life is. You know, one day you're here, one day you're not, etc. And he was just like, yeah, I guess I'll have the same mindset when I get a little older. She was like, oh, I wasn't talking about me. She acted like she dropped something, asked him to pick it up. He picks it up, and she slices damn ankles in half whole. And of course, when you slice somebody's ankles, you instantly fall to the ground. I say you instantly fall to the ground. So then, child, she slit his throat that quick and poured some gasoline on his ass. He couldn't get up, he couldn't move. And then lit a match and set his ass on fire and drove off. So we get on back to the facility where the warlock's at. Landon, he goes outside to meet his mama, Miss Meat. His, I guess, play mama. I don't think she actually birthed him. They didn't explain that or whatever. Meet her, and he was just like, is it done? Because, you know, he set all that up to have that boy killed. He was like, yeah, it's done. She was just like, yeah, and I got help too. Brought over Ares. Is it Ares? Ariel, I think. Not, you know, under the sea. Not Queen Ariel. The man Ariel. The little Asian man. The head of the warlocks or whatever. He was just like, yeah, you know, we had to take care of that situation. It was like, yeah, he was the one that told me where he was. So I, you know, he helped set him up. He was just like, I am so excited that finally a man is going to be in charge of things, you know, going to be in charge of the female witches as well, which, like I keep saying, has never happened because the female witches are stronger than the males. But what Ariel don't know is that before he walked up and came out the woods, Miss Meat and Landon was talking, and their plans is not no togetherness, all male running the show. No, Landon trying to take over the world and kill y'all fools too. And he eventually conquered it, you know, by killing everybody, you know, because cut to 3 years after, when the apocalypse actually happened, which I'm assuming was caused by him, he ended up killing everybody. For the most part, there was no male witches that we saw. So obviously he completed his mission, you know. So anyway, we get to the whole seven wonders test. You know, they explain it or whatever. They're explaining it on the TV screen. And they get to talking. And it was just like, yeah, you have to complete all these tests. And the last test was he had to complete was bring Misty Day back. Y'all know Misty Day. You know, she brought Evan Peters back from the dead, you know, the zombie boy, and, you know, the animal. She loves animals, you know, earthy, nature, you know, hippie. Y'all know Misty Day. So she was just like, you have to bring Misty Day back. Now, Misty Day was in internal hell that she could not get out of. Misty Day was in some junior high school, and they had to amputate a frog. And, you know, she loves animals. She would never hurt an animal. You know, the teacher over and over again keeps making her slice open this frog. And then some little boy, little Brad, next to her keeps saying, hey, she brought the frog back to life. And then he was just like, I'm going to tell your mother, you have to amputate this frog. And he takes Misty Day's hand and makes her slice that frog down the middle. And then she covers the frog, and the frog come back to life. That's her power. She brings people and animals, people, places, and things back to life. So, that's her to eternal hell, just over and over again, millions of times. I can't do it. Oh, the frog comes back to life. Teacher comes over. You're going to slice this frog. Slice the frog. I can't do it. Oh, the frog comes back to life, just over and over and over and over and over and over and over. I say, God damn. These people ain't shot themselves yet. Child, that knife with the frog. I'll take my damn self out. I ain't finna keep doing this over and over. I done did it 100 times. So anyway, y'all a trip. Y'all silly. So, that's her job. So he goes down there to hell to go and get Misty Day. And she does it for the last time. Then all of a sudden she sees the teacher and his guts are out. Like somebody stabbed him. He dropped dead and Landon appeared behind him. And she was just like, are you here to come get me? He didn't say nothing. So he escaped out of the trance that he was in to go down to hell to get Misty Day. And all of a sudden Misty Day appeared. They thought that he didn't do it at first, but then her ass showed up. She came through the flow like ashes. She was just like, why am I here? She just couldn't get it. It was just like, oh my gosh, you're back, etc. Hugs, kisses. They was just like, well, am I the new Supreme? But they was just like, no, you're not the new Supreme. All of a sudden, Cordelia's nose started to bleed. And she started to get weak. And when a new Supreme arises, is summoned, the old Supreme start to go down, to glory. Or to hell in this case. It seemed like everybody going to hell. Even the good people going to hell. I don't get that part, but whatever. So, that happened, and you start to see everybody's face because Landon starts to get very aggressive. It's just like, no, you said that I'm, going to be the next Supreme, so why ain't I the new Supreme? He started to get mad. And Billy Porter and them started to look around. I'm just like, okay, I'm starting to see a different side of you, Landon. His true colors starting to come out when he started to get irritated and mad. Let's see. So, they cut to a scene where Cordelia is talking to Misty and Aunt Myrtle. And she was just like, you know what, that man that y'all came to get me, she was like, you should have just left me dead. Because that man that came to get me, he's not right. She was like, I feel and I see evil all on him. She was just like, he made the whole classroom, their eyes was like cloudy and blue. And they had their mouths open like that, looking up at the ceiling. Just, she was like, it was devil talk. She was just like, it's something not right with that boy. She was just like, baby, I know it ain't something ain't right about him. It was just like, well, Murder was just like, well, you awarded him the next Supreme. She was like, no, he's not going to be Supreme. She was just like, I wanted to just see how strong he is and see what he was made of. And now I know how powerful he is, but he would never be the Supreme. She was like, I wanted him to do me the favor by getting all my girls up together because we're going to have to defeat him. Misty don't want no parts of it. Misty know that he's the devil and that he's extremely powerful, so she don't want no parts of it. So anyway, as a little surprise to Misty Day, she gets old drunk Stevie Nicks to come out and she's singing or whatever. Stevie loves Misty, Misty loves Stevie, I don't know. Singing some drunk song. And what else happened? So they're doing that, and, everybody's looking around. Cordelia, she gets up and walks off. She was just like, and then Madison follows her, and Madison was just like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? She was like, Cordelia was just like, I want you to use your powers to get some tea on Landon. Go back to his childhood. She was just like, why me? She was like, Landon got me out of my hell, so how you know I'm not gonna be on his side? Cordelia was just like, child, you ain't on nobody's side but your own. She was just like, true. Then all of a sudden, Billy Porter, he comes out of nowhere. He was eavesdropping at the door. And he was just like, yeah, I done heard everything. So what y'all trying to do? I won't in on it. Madison was just like, I work alone. He was just like, okay. Do you want me to tell Landon what y'all got going on? Is you gonna let me go? Cody was just like, child, what you heard? Talking about everything. It was just like, well, you know, how do I know that you won't tell Landon anyway? He was like, because I'm starting to have my own suspicions about Landon. Something's not right about him. And, you know, I would like to go. So Cordelia signs Madison and Billy Porter's character to go to the house where it all started. And I'm assuming this is, I guess, the house that he grew up in, or maybe this is associated with the murder house. Because this season is a combination of Murder House and Coven, I believe. So, I didn't watch Murder House. So, maybe that's where it's from. Y'all tell me in the comment section. But, yeah, so we're going to get some tea on Landon's childhood and just see what the hell going on. But he's definitely the devil's child. For sure. I don't know how he came about, how he became evil. Maybe he was born evil. I don't know how Miss Meek came about, really. I mean, they explained some of her story, but why is she like the devil, pretty much the devil's mother? Like, why did she become of that? I don't know. It's still a lot of questions, but it's all starting to come together. This show, every single week, it's good and it's good and it's good. Y'all know my reviews don't be on time for this show, you know, because of work. I work 6 p.m. to 4:30 in the morning. Obviously, the show comes on Wednesdays. I work Wednesday through Saturday, so you know, obviously I miss it, so I catch it when I can. But I'm definitely here for it. Then yeah, that was it, y'all. With that said, I'm Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at ItsKingsWorld on Instagram and Twitter, at ItsKingsWorld89 on Snapchat, Chase King on Facebook, all that good stuff. Like, comment, and subscribe. Click that bell so you can get notified when I upload a video. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week, child. The show is getting good. I love it. Such talented people over there at FX, at American Horror Story. My God. Just imagination.